All right, guys, continuing on with how to write a research paper. Sorry, I knew you guys couldn't see the slides, so I'm just not going to present in a fancy way. So this is, maybe if I present but don't go full screen. No. Okay, so anyway, so these are the slides. You didn't miss much. So I wanted to show you really quickly that Google has something quite similar to what am I trying to say? It has something quite similar to Galileo. And so you can kind of do the same thing. It's scholar.google.com, and I can do Sherlock and let's see, Sherlock and medicine. We can try to find that same article. So here you guys have the same kind of setup where there's articles that are written by scholars on these subjects. So studying cocaine. Interesting. Okay, so I can click on this and hopefully be able to read the article. So this is why I wanted to show you guys this. A lot of these online places you have to have some type of subscription. So that's why Galileo is great, because they've already paid for a lot of the subscriptions so that you can read the whole article. So I'm going to try to download this, but look here, see, you need the subscription. But I could try to find the same article in Galileo, and because it's part of that online library and because we have that awesome password, you guys can access things that we can't necessarily access just on Google Scholar. But I did want to show you guys that Google Scholar is another place where you can try to do some research that you know will be legitimate. Speaking of which, how can I tell if my sources are legit? Too legit to quit. Okay, so I went to kind of make my own list, but I found some great resources online, so I'm just going to open those up. Boom, boom. I liked this website. So I did like jumpstart your research with Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is not the enemy, okay? It's very helpful, but know that anyone in this world can get on there and edit it, right? So I would start there, but I would not use that as a source, right? I would use that as a starting place to know a general idea of what I'm looking ahead towards, and like learn basic information. And then when I go to different sites that are legitimate, and that's like number one has the domain name, things like edu, gov, and org are probably good places, then I can check that against the things I already know in my brain and maybe get to the bottom of some of the stuff that Wikipedia just glanced over, or maybe they even got it incorrect, right? And then I would not tell my teacher that I used Wikipedia. I would just use that as a jumping off point. A lot of good sources have the authors listed. A lot of good sources don't have an author listed. It depends if you're looking at an online article or a website of some kind. There's ways to cite both, so either one could be legitimate. If you guys have questions, send me these sites and I can tell you and I can help you. And yeah, just definitely like the whole point of this is to make sure that what you're presenting is not just opinion, whether that's your opinion or someone else's opinion. So just constantly be cross-referencing things that you've already learned. So I'm going to go back to my presentation here. And then my next presentation will be about how to deal with all these sources. So I hope that you guys have had lessons about telling whether or not a site is credible. Sometimes they don't have all of this information, but a good site, a good site will have the information that you need. So yeah, definitely like let me know if you have questions about how to find a credible source, and I will help you. Yeah, so there you go. Cross-reference, definitely always be looking at the domain name, look for an author, look for a date. And I like this one. Look for poor spelling and grammar. If they are a legit writer who knows what they're talking about, they probably didn't just create something that is written poorly. Okay, so let me know if you have questions on that. All right, this was part 2. We're working our way up to a research paper. I love you guys. All right.